this. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run on first down. It's Lions, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go. Come on, Nate. 54 Mike. Here we go. 26.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Kevin White on the tackle. That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10.
47. Mike 5-4. 26.
Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott yet again. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Vita Vea, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Go ahead, take a seat. You can't stop me.
On 4th down, John Gruden says, let's try and get 3 out of this. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Winston. Well, they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Nassib in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Prescott to throw it. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Vita Vea make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down now, it's Lions. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready, black 25. 54. You mine. Alert 3. Flip. Alert 3. Let's convert. SOS.
3rd and long for Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. To throw, Winston. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off, Byron Jones. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Following the interception, here's Prescott, and he's got it. So the try for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. So don't say nothing.
On 2nd down, it's Lyons, and he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. The Bucs on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Winston. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Ready? Watch 25. Mike 5-4. And watch that. And watch the block. Check. Crunch. Crunch. Green, 17. White.
Here's Winston. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston, he'll take a shot for the... And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Able to get there and pick it. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 21-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 48 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's going to let this go for the end zone. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, man.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Flush to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down to leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He's going to let this go. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Now for the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. To throw again on second down. Winston, he finds Watson. It's caught. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Crunch time, defense.
Winston now from the 50. It's caught. It's Miller. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Right there, 54 Mike. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Whip. Watch the whip. Check.
Here we go on 4th down. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here I come again.
Winston. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Winston now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Winston. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
But someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Check mark 54. Mark 54.
On play action, Prescott able to push his way through. Now he's flushed out right. Oh, Prescott stripped, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether it's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Now we had and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through. And that will get them 1 closer. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On a jet sweep, this is Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here we go. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
First and 10, 32-yard line.
Prescott off play action. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
To try again after the sack. Prescott, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. They were looking for Johnson that time. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Following the interception, Winston looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he's way down into Dallas territory inside the Cowboy 15.
Here we go.
A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Now they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Even.
To throw is Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now Winston on 4th down. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get him the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys' offense. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Go.
Play action now. Prescott. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
Prescott to throw it. That one complete. Elliott. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Draw play, Elliott. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
10th carry now for Elliott. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up first and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Now Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point splits the uprights, and they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. They are on to the 4th quarter now, by the way, in Santa Clara. And it was the Packers able to come away with a victory. If they hold on, it would be win number 10 for them on the year. Here's Winston. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up first and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. At their 49-yard line.
All day, just like that. Just like anything.
And they take a knee.
Prescott on the keeper.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Dallas, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, it's another loss as they now fall to 4-11. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.